So today, friends, we're going to be working on multiplying by 11s and 12s. I'm going to show you 3 different ways. I'm going to show you using base 10 blocks, which are something you'll have access to when you're back at school. They're super easy to make at home too. Just have to have like a rectangle, make little squares in them. So if you want to make your own, you can do that. We're going to talk about how to multiply using facts you already know. And we're going to talk about what we call a partial product way to get there. I'm not going to delve deep into partial products because that's going to be in 2 more lessons. We'll delve further into that so you can exactly get where Mrs. Crocker breaks it down and does that. But if parents want to show you how because they know how, or they want to show you what we call the standard algorithm, they can show you that too. But I will show you that too. Okay. So the parents will be able to help you with that, whichever way you choose. Okay. So the first thing we're going to be doing is our 11s first, and then I'll jump into your 12s because it's very similar in the way you will use them, just one's a little bit bigger than the other. So I'm going to switch over to my piece of paper, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, friends. So the first thing I want to talk about is if I were given the problem 2 times 11 equals, not sure, so I'm going to use that variable we talked about last time. S. Okay. There are a few different ways that we can go about solving it. One, you might know your 11s facts or you know your 11s tricks. One of the things I told my kids when we were back in school is with your 11s facts, okay, they're being both multiplied by 1. So you're just essentially doubling whatever you're multiplying it by. Okay, so 2 times 11 would be 22, okay, because you're multiplying it by 1. Or a lot of my friends know the trick of 2 sets of 11, so they could add 11 2 separate times, which will give them 22. Or my friends can break it down and use facts that they already know. So they know that 2 times 10 is 20, and then 2 times 1 is 2. Put them together, and you get 22. Okay, so this is kind of like the partial products way. You're breaking it down into easier facts for you to multiply with. Now, the other thing that you could do is what we call with base 10 blocks. So I got my handy dandy ones over here. So remember, a long is a 10, and then you have your little cubes, which is 1. Okay, so here's 11, one group of 11, but according to my problem, I want 2 groups of 11. So here's my second group of 11. Okay. So if I were to add these up, knowing that these are 10s, I can quickly go 10, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so there's 3 different ways that you could get there to your 11s facts. And some of you, like I said, might already know them. So then I could give you a problem if we were to continue to do this. What about 4 times 11? I'm going to write a question mark this time. Okay. So I know I could double it from this problem, or I could just add 2 more sets of 11s and then count them up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay, so 4 times 11 would actually be 44. Nothing crazy, right? And again, the 11's trick is that whatever you're multiplying by, since it's a 1, it's just going to double that number, so 44. Now, I'm going to give you a real hard one. What if I gave you 11 times 11? Now, that one's trickier, okay? So I've already got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is my paper going to hold them all? 10, 8, 11. I like to space them out a little bit because so you can see that there's 11 there. And then I'm going to add my 1s in. My little cubies, little units. There. And 1 more. Okay, so now I can count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So will be 121. So using base 10 blocks can be a quicker way of than adding 11 plus 11 plus 11, 11 times. Or, like I said, you could have broken it down, and I could have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could have taken 10 of these and traded in for a flat, because there's 10 by 10 here. So then I could do it like that. And we all know that a 10 by 10 is 100. This is a whole flat. So 110 plus 11 more makes 121. So using base 10 blocks can be very useful, especially when you're starting to use them. So if you don't have them at home, that's okay. We can use any of these other strategies that you can, or you can build your own. Okay? But some of you already know your 11s facts, which is totally fine. So to review your strategies for using them for 11, I want you to think about 6 times 11 equals, I don't know, I'm going to use U for unknown, okay? So I could break it down and do 6 times 10 equals 60, and then 6 times your other one. And then add them together, which is 66. You can know your facts, know that they're doubling, okay? Or if I really wanted to, I could add 11 6 times to start getting the hang of it. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 66. Okay? Or if you have your own base 10 blocks, and if there's any parents that want me to send them to, I can send them the printout. Okay? So that's how to work on your 11s. Now I'm going to show you how we can tackle our 12s. Okay, so I'm going to start with 3 times 12. So again, we just went over the multiple ways that we could solve 11s. 12s are the same way. That's why I'm combining this lesson. Okay, so I could take my base 10 blocks and do 3 sets of 12. Okay, so this is 10. So I'm going to need 2 of my little guys, right? 1, 2, for each set, because this represents 12 of each. Now I can't really do any trading in because I don't have enough. But what I could do is now count them by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 32, 34, 36. Okay, so now I have just figured out that 3 times 12 is 36. Okay, so I could have used my base 10 blocks, but we could also have used any of the other 2 strategies I showed you on the back. One of them being adding your 12s 3 times. Okay, because if we're not concrete yet, this is okay. This is a perfectly acceptable strategy. Okay, so I could have added them 3 times and gotten 36, the same answer. Or I could have broken 3 times 12 down into my 10s and then my 1s. Okay, so I could do 3 times 10 and then my 1s, which is 3 times 2, which is 6. And then added them, which again, either way I used it, I got the same answer. Or a lot of my friends have practiced their 12, so they can do their 3 times 12. So any of these strategies would work for them. Okay. Now, of course, I'm going to give you a hard one now. Now I'm going to give you 12 times 12. Okay, and some of you already know it because we've done this before. But I could do the same thing. I could take 12 of my base 10 blocks and put them and then count them, because I can count by 10s easily because you guys have mastered it since kindergarten, which is awesome. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm going off my paper a little bit, but that's okay. 11 and 12. Okay. Do these. And these. Take a lot of the little guys, huh? And then 2 of those. 2 more there. 2 more there. 2 more there. Almost done, guys. Almost done. They are quite fun. When you're back in school, they'll have some in 4th grade too. Okay? But look at all this. Friends, I could trade that in, and you know that, so I could find 10 of them and say, well, I'm going to take 10 of you away. Trade you in for a flat, because I already know a flat is worth 100. So 110, 120. Okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's, I could trade those in, right? Another long. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Trade those in. And now, friends, I have 100, 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. 144 using base 10 blocks. But again, you could have broken it down too, or you could have added 12 times. Okay, so friends, I'm going to stop right there. So I wanted to show you back on the 3 times 12. So I wanted to show you the 3 different strategies. You could use base 10 blocks if you have them at home. Again, if parents want them, I can send them the PDF to print, or you can try adding it, or you can try breaking it down to its 10s and 1s, doing what we call the partial products. And again, if you already know your 12s, you don't have to worry about this. Okay, so today for your assignment, you're going to practice your 11s and 12s. I will be including a template that you can write directly on, or you can do it on a scrap piece of paper. Okay, friends? So practice your 11s and 12s, and the next time we're going to be talking about multiples of 10. Dun, dun, dun. Keep trying your best, friends, and working hard. We're getting there.